It's anniversary time this week in RPM as the Ordnance Survey Killarney Rally of the Lakes celebrates its 25th glorious year in fitting spring sunshine, and the Irish rally stars and cars have turned out in full glory. Round 3, and it's only 3 weeks from the dramatic Circuit of Ireland, where Finnish ace Tapio Loikkanen made a fiery exit from the rally and the series. Others also had problems. Austin McHale finished in 4th spot after a great battle with Donie O'Sullivan, which got a little fraught at times. Eugene Donnelly drove excellently, but was locked in 2nd all weekend. Dermot McGarrity was just uncatchable and recorded his 2nd consecutive circuit win, leading from the start with a champagne finish. The Pirelli Championship is entering its 3rd of 8 rounds, and although we have the disappointment of losing Tapio, there are other major compensations. The Wonder Cars are back in Kerry's Wonderland. Scenery and stages don't come any more spectacular than this. It's fitting that the 25th anniversary year will see the British and Irish debuts of the Mitsubishi Evo Step 2 in Eamon Boland's hands, and the Peugeot 206 WRC, which will be driven by former Group N runner George Tracy from Dublin. There's a new clock of the course in Noreen Marshall, and a new super special to kick things off.
Welcome to Killarney and the Ordnance Survey Rally of the Lakes. To celebrate the 25th anniversary, the organisers have decided to put on something a little bit special. A spectator stage here at Killarney Racecourse on the Friday night. It doesn't count towards the overall timings of the race, but it does give the drivers and the cars a chance for a shakedown.
And shaking off the cobwebs is Cork legend Billy Coleman, 4 times a winner in Killarney, and indeed winner of the very first event held back in 1979. Since then, the event, under former clerk of the course Mike Marshall's guidance, has risen from strength to strength, with Austin McHale, Frank Maher, Russell Brooks, and of course the Killarney King, 6 times winner Bertie Fisher, amongst the illustrious winners. While Irish folk hero Billy entertains, there's a new local hero for all ages, Donie O'Sullivan.
We're taking the car for a run out just for the spectators to have a look at it. There's 1 or 2 guys that the club want to get a spin in a world car, so we said we'd do it for them, and we're not going to do anything foolish.
What is it they say about famous last words?
Silly! Now it looks like a rally car. No, I forgot to turn on the bloody valves, so when I hit the bail I turn on the valves and it was fine then.
He's much more cautious the second time, and good times are what the spectator stage was all about. Derek McGarrity follows Billy Coleman in, but can he break his Killarney duck and follow Billy's successes on the Killarney victory ramp? This rally starts with a bang. 12 miles of Mall's Gap and 11 tough stages on day 1, including Cod's Head, Lochaluha, Ardgroom and the Healy Pass. All absolute classics that were used on the old Circuit of Ireland back in the 70s and 80s. But this is the modern era, and the crowds have come to see the latest technology. And few are fresher than Derek McGarrity's new Subaru S9, a replacement for his Circuit of Ireland car. Derek starts as he left off on the circuit, fastest, and holds a 10-second lead after the opening 3 tests. Inside Eugene Donnelly's car, we ascend Ireland's most famous stage. Eugene has found a slight anti-roll bar problem after the Circuit of Ireland and is confident that the car is now handling better. must be handling better. He's third fastest, despite a stall on the start line of Moll's Gap. By stage 2, Kilmacalogue, he's fastest by 1 second. And he's in second place after 3 stages, as we see just how grippy the dry roads are. Alston McHale has probably driven this stage more than anyone in the rally. And the 3 times winner is 4th fastest on Moll's Gap and settles into 4th place after 3 stages.
Right, 150.
There's no settling in period for Donie O'Sullivan's Bewley's Hotels Focus.
2 left over crest and 3 right. Over crest jump and 2 left over crest. And 3 right flat into flat left over crest 100. 1 left into flat right into 2 left into 1 right 100 into crest
Just
jump.
look at the readout. Flat out in 6th gear.
The bump dip 300. Everything okay? Fine.
Donie was fastest up Moll's Gap in a hard Subaru last year, and he's aiming to keep up that record, and his commitment is unquestionable.
1 right over crest 130. 2 left at the pins and 3 right continues.
On the approach to the gap, he's really drifting, and he's pipped by just 1 second by Derek McGarrity's newer machine, even though Donie feels he's picked too soft a tyre. Still, he's in 3rd place after 3 stages.
Double caution, crest jump 5 right, keep cut at 9.
Now we're on Tim Healy Pass, and Donie is throwing caution to the winds.
2 left, 40.
Eamon Boland is an early 5th in his new car. He was lucky just to start the rally as an engine blew in testing 2 days before the event. Dom Buckley's been working day and night to get it ready. Liam McCarthy is out again in his ex-McHale Corolla. While Dennis Cronin has his sights and his lights on Pete Doughty, who's struggling with driveshaft problems. Willie O'Donovan is struggling with 2 broken ribs sustained in a motorcycle accident, and he's been caught and passed by JJ Fleming at the gap. George Cullen is learning a new car, whilst Johnny O'Sullivan's very familiar Escort is well placed and has passed Barry Coleman up the gap. Coleman, no relation to the illustrious Billy, is admitting to a slow start. Nigel Hicklin also has a new Subaru, but the gorgeous 206 WRC is all new to Irish fans, and to Dubliner George Tracy, who's finding it a big change from his Group M Subaru. Tim McNulty's hoping his luck will change, as he's been off on Moll's Gap, dropping to last. And Paddy White is just off the leaderboard.
The sun beams down on the Bear Peninsula on the Ordnance Survey Rally of the Lakes, and former world champion Colin McRae has flown in to have a nosy at the Irish World Rally cars. But it's the Irish champion Derek McGarrity that everybody's looking out for.
Eugene said he just had simply no answer for you on the early part of today.
Well, that's what Eugene always says, you know, and then he comes back again. But, you know, we're pushing fairly hard, obviously, as is he, and we'll just have to keep that pace up.
Andy sticks to his word as he slashes 7 seconds off Eugene on stage 4, Cardshead, and 5 seconds on Ardgroom, as Eugene shows us the twists of the coastline. Eugene's definitely not at coasting speed, however, as we see on the Ardgroom jumps. His second place is looking more comfortable though, as he takes 10 seconds off Donie in Cardshead and 2 in Ardgroom. But he's giving best to Derek.
We had the tyres and they're working fine, everything's grand that way, but I mean, I have just no answer for him. That's the bottom line.
Things are about to hit rock bottom for Eugene though, as the prop shaft is about to break.
6 left. 6 left. Oh, what is that? Flat 1 right. Get on the phone, Paul.
After the stage finish, panic sets in as they try to see if the problem can be rectified.
Come on, come on, come on.
The car is driving, but only through the front two wheels. As brother Charlie looks on, time is not on their side, and now the two-wheel drive Corolla limps through stage 8, falling back to 5th place.
Flat right over crest, jump.
Donie O'Sullivan at this point doesn't realise that he will inherit 2nd place, and on Ard Groom he positively launches this Focus. From inside it's hectic as co-driver Paul Nagle is fiddling with a faulty intercom.
160 down is 2 right, 80. That's interference. 150, that's okay now, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah.
But that's not the only reason for a slight delay, as the rear Kumos are going off. Just watch the oversteer here.
60. 4 left over crest, jump.
After 8 stages, they are 59 seconds behind Derek. 36 seconds back from Donie, Austin McHale is unhappy with his engine, and he has stiffened his rear suspension. He needed to, as Eamon Boland was ahead of him until stage 8 Fury. JJ Fleming's S9 Impreza, despite having gearbox problems, is in 5th, and he's almost a gear too high on Ard Groom. Johnny O'Sullivan's outdated Escort WRC is 8th, whilst the stunning new 206 WRC, which came from Belgium, is 1 place behind as George Tracy adapts to Peugeot power. Tim McNulty, climbing from last place, is putting in some impressive times, launching to 2nd fastest here at Ard Groom. Liam McCarthy has dropped time, however, with a puncture in Cod's head, and Nigel Hickland is literally fuming as his exhaust is leaking. Irish returnee Pete Dowdy is climbing back, but Ollie O'Donovan has a huge moment which certainly won't help his broken ribs. George Cullen will have a broken motor car, however, when he crashes and blocks the Fury stage. But there's still plenty to see. With 3 tests to go on Saturday, Derek McGarrity has led this rally before until a puncture ruined his chances, and chances are what he is not prepared to take whilst maintaining a cushion.
100.
Donie O'Sullivan attacks this incredibly fast section of Fury. The Killarney driver has made the Focus suspension stiffer and surrenders just a further 9 seconds to Derek on stages 9 and 10. But as we can see here on the day's final test, the car's still prone to oversteer.
And 1 flat 1 left, 40.
One man in overdrive, however, is Eugene Donnelly. With the prop shaft repaired, he's fastest here on Lokalua by 2 seconds.
Flat 1 left, cuts. 4 right, tightens at the fir tree. Flat jump, 40.
There's no question of lifting here on the 2nd Fury stage as he takes another 2 seconds from Derek, and his scintillating pace continues on the final Lochgatan stage as he takes an amazing 5 seconds on this short 5-mile test. It's progress that has already taken him past both Austin McHale and Eamon Boland. Tim McNulty has passed plenty of cars on his way from last to 18th overnight. Ollie O'Donovan is 1 place in front, while George Tracy and Jakes Kelly are just off the leaderboard in 11th place. Pete Doughty is 10th, just 8 seconds behind a noisy Liam McCarthy. Local man Johnny O'Sullivan's Escort is 8th, behind the amazing Dennis Cronin, using all the road to lie 7th. JJ Fleming has survived gearbox problems to round the day off in 6th place. Eamon Boland is pleasantly surprised to be 5th in the new Mitsubishi, just 15 seconds back from Austin, but he's been penalised 30 seconds for a jump start. Eugene's drive to 3rd has been eye-opening, and Donie will have to watch his mirrors tomorrow. Derek McGarrity, however, can rest easy after pulling over a minute out today. The cars get a chance to rest in a Parc Fermé that's beginning to resemble a full World Rally Championship lineup. The second day contains 8 stages, including 2 runs over Moll's Gap, the famous Ballochbeema Pass and Cara Lake. And thousands have marked their spot on Ireland's most famous corner, close to the top of the McGillicuddy Reeks. Derek McGarrity is fully awake this morning and takes past his time up Moll's Gap. Here on Ballochbeema, he's only 3rd fastest, but you wouldn't think it here. Donie O'Sullivan has a very hesitant start, but he's more than making up for it at the gap.
2 left, into long 4 right, 40, 4 right.
Donie is visibly driving this 2001 Focus very hard. He records 2nd fastest time, 5 seconds behind Derek.
Turn open square left, 40.
The local support is audible at the gap.
Great programs.
But he has to be careful, as Eugene Donnelly is keen to take the 2nd place back, and Austin isn't far back either. Donnelly is starting in determined mode, but the Corolla is about to switch into safe mode.
Flat 3 left, 100. Push this ball, no power. What the hell happened there? No power.
The turbo has blown, and 30 seconds are already gone as Austin McHale speeds past. Phil Collins' Rapid Mark II Escort is next past, and Eugene's challenge is truly blown.
I was actually feeling very confident with the car. It was going well this morning, and the last 3 times yesterday, gave us a good boost, so we thought we could have had a good fight with the boys, so this is it. Donegal, here we come.
Austin McHale started the morning in superb form, equalling Donie and Moll's Gap, then taking an amazing 11 seconds off everyone on his favourite Ballochbeema stage. Eamon Boland has had a gearbox change before Moll's Gap and now moves up into 4th spot following Eugene's demise. Another in gearbox trouble is Dennis Cronin, and he's still a superb 6th, but Johnny O'Sullivan is looking to make inroads on that position. Liam McCarthy, however, is about to retire his Corolla with fuel problems. Whilst Pete Doherty has directional problems at the gap. Tim McNulty has found a new direction, flying with 3 fastest times today. Whilst Ollie O'Donovan just can't wait to get back to the gravel. But Paddy White ends up on the rocks at Ballochbeema. Derek McGarrity is as cool as ice in service, whereas 2nd place Donie O'Sullivan's car shows he's still trying. The final run up the gap, and Derek has a hard job of pacing himself with 1.5 minutes in hand. Donie, meanwhile, has only 21 seconds in hand over Austin, and once again the Focus doesn't want to shift off the start line. Despite this, he is fastest on the gap, taking 5 seconds off Austin. But the Dubliner replies, and Ballochbeema taking those 5 seconds back again.
Flat 2 left, 60, flat 2 left.
Stage 18, the penultimate test on Cara Lake, and the gap is back to 21 seconds. But Donnie's rally is about to come to a sudden and expensive end. Amazingly, Donie and co-driver Paul Nagle are both okay, and from inside we see how sudden it all went wrong. Clipping one small rock on the inside of this bend has caused a huge impact, but the Focus has stood up well. Austin McHale arrives in the Sanyu car and is immediately concerned about his friend and rival.
Are you okay? Okay, come on.
It's certainly not the way Austin wanted the battle to be settled. The good news is that the ADR team are repairing the car from Donegal, and they're a very fortunate pair to walk out of this one.
2 left. Oh, gee. Oh, right? Yeah.
The end is very much in sight on this fabulous Lakes anniversary weekend. But sadly, Dennis Cronin and his faulty gearbox won't be at the party. Barry Coleman does make it in 14th spot. George Tracy was 8th, but a blown turbo here drops the gorgeous 206 to 12th place.
Right 120, right 260.
Ollie O'Donovan and Sean Mullally drift into 10th. Johnny O'Sullivan and Pat Cashman are the first locals in 6th place. Tim McNulty and Anthony Nestor, meanwhile, have had the comeback drive of the weekend from last to a splendid 5th. Galway's JJ Fleming is delighted with his highest tarmac finish in 4th spot. And Eamon Boland scores 3rd in the debut of the Lancer.
The bumpier stages, obviously the car's not 100% right yet, so hopefully for the next rally we'll have it fairly right.
Austin McHale records his highest finish in the Focus with 2nd overall.
We're delighted really, but we feel very sorry for Donie and Paul, because it was a very big accident, and that happened to us last year, you know, so it's just one of them things.
Derek McGarrity's luck has held this year, and as on the Circuit of Ireland, he's been the class of the field.
We just backed off because there was no point. We had a 1.5 minute lead, so there was no point being silly.
2 Circuit of Ireland wins, and now the Ordnance Survey Killarney Rally of the Lakes. Could Donegal be the next on the Belfast Rally Dealers hit list? This win puts Derek ahead in the Pirelli Irish Tarmac Championship race, 8 points in front of Austin McHale going into the 4th round.
The Killarney Rally of the Lakes celebrates its 25th anniversary. It was 1979 when the fans on Mall's Gap witnessed the first event, which was won by Cork legend Billy Coleman. A year later, it was kept in the family as cousin Ger Buckley started a Chevette hat-trick in 1980, with Demi Fitzgerald winning in 1981 and Limerick's James Docherty in 1982. Killarney marked Coleman's return to rallying with wins in 83, 84 and 85, whilst we had some interesting visitors. Austin McHale took over the Manta Magic, winning in 86 and 88 and 93 in a Celica. Mark Lovell's Turbo Technics also won on the Lakes. And always a winner with the fans, Frank Marr was magic in the Mark II. But it was with his Cosworth Escort that he scored Killarney honours. Russell Brooks, James Leckie, Ian Greer, Stephen Finlay, Andrew Nesbitt, and 2003 winner Eugene Donnelly have all tasted the champagne in Killarney since then. But the king of Killarney is the late Bertie Fisher, with a staggering 6 wins, driving the BMW M3, Subaru Legacy and Subaru Impreza. The Mall's Gap record breakers are saluted each year with the Fisher Trophy for the fastest man up the gap, this year won by Derek McGarrity and Dermot O'Gorman, who did it in style. Many battles of the past have been thrashed out over these stages, such as Cod's Head and Ardgroom, but today the bulk of the field, including the Group N runners, will be focusing on the battle ahead on this 25th anniversary event. Aaron McHale, son of 3 times winner Austin, blasts off the line first, but he won't remain there very long. Gary Jennings is next away, but his rally will be troubled. Local crew James O'Sullivan and Rebecca Walsh are new to Group N. But Desi Keenan and Enda Sherry are now Group N front runners after their superb Circuit of Ireland win.
2 left long, flap, 60 past ladies view, 5 left, bumpy at the end.
And they're at the front again,
5 left,
as here on the opening Mols Gap stage, they're fastest. But on stage 2, Kilmacaloe, they're to be less fortunate.
Into 5 left. Reverse. 5 left. Settle now. 5 left. Into 5 right. Take it easy. There's up no time.
They've recovered magnificently as Enda Sherry calmly reads the notes and dropping just 10 seconds.
Left over crest.
But here on stage 5 at Ardgroom, the Evo is about to drop its front suspension.
At the end, caution, hard and left, watch it.
We can't see what happened,
right,
but we can certainly hear it.
And 5 left, tightens, sudden 6 right, tightens over crest.
Push.
Right, flow that next car.
The bolt came out on the bottom of the wishbone that holds onto the bottom of the strut. It came out and the strut dropped out, and the wheel just goes forward and back. It just wedges back again the wing. It happened just before the start of that stage, and we got it back in. We got the bolt tightened up, but I took it easy through the stage because I was very afraid of it, and we just come off this stage here, and it just happened there now, just at the finish.
Desi Keenan's attack, sadly, is over, but Galway winner James Foley is just beginning his with an early 3rd place. Kevin O'Donoghue's attack, however, has gone very flat, and it's certainly not helping Colm Murphy. Willie Fannin, in contrast, finds himself in 2nd place after 5 tests. While the similar Subaru of Owen Doyle is 4th. But who's the leader? It's car 46, the new N10 Subaru of Alan Ring, with Roy White's co-driver Greg Shinners on the notes. The Killarney man is having his first taste of Group N. The former racing driver is now leading by 10 seconds. Aaron McHale will end day 1 in 5th place. He's just 10 seconds behind Owen Doyle's Subaru, who's actually joint 3rd with James Foley's Mitsubishi. Such is the intense competition. Colm Murphy prepares for battle. He's literally launched his older Subaru back into 2nd after his early delays. But no delays for Alan Ring, who now holds a 41-second overnight lead.
We went up the gap this morning and didn't think we were pushing, but we were 2nd fastest. So we stayed at the same pace all day, and we haven't had any problem. No, all the other guys have had their own problems. We've had a fairly trouble-free run, so hopefully it'll continue tomorrow.
But any of the top 5 could still take it away from the Killarney man as the rally traverses demanding tests such as Ballardbema and Carroll Lake on day 2. For the fans, it's worth going into the mountains, as through the morning sun they get a chance to relive the rally supercars of the past with the Group B parade. The Rothmans Porsche 911, Lotus Sunbeam, glorious V6 Lancia Stratus, and Ford's gorgeous RS200 are amongst the priceless machinery. It's no parade, however, for Alan Ring and Greg Shinners as they set off on Mols Gap.
Next one, right 3. Into left 1. Left 1 now, into left 3, opens flat 100. Repeat, left 3, opens flat 100.
It's to be a successful morning as they extend their lead to almost a minute. Colm Murphy, in contrast, won't remain in 2nd for much longer, as a puncture on stage 14 will drop him to 4th. James Foley also briefly drops behind Owen Doyle, but by stage 14 he's back into 2nd place. The Galway Group N winner is hoping to repeat that success. Owen Doyle started the day in superb form, fastest up Moll's Gap, but he'll crash out after brake failure on Cara Lake. Aaron McHale has a scintillating time on the rocky Ballochbeema Pass, also his dad's favourite test, and moves up into third spot. Willie Fannin is fourth. But Gary Jennings, who'd had mechanical difficulties, is about to leave the road for good. Others at times are all over the Killarney tarmac. Johnson and Richard Hyland tear up the tarmac to win the historics. Martin Freestone's beautiful Mark II BDA Escort barks its way to second in the classics as Joe Connolly's older Mark I takes the honours. In Class 1, Frank and Declan Toomey are once again victorious. Aidan Burke was a class act in Class 2, setting the stages alight, but his retirement promoted Jimmy White to victory. Kit cars ruled the roost in Class 6, and it was Dominic Naughton's Saxo which took the honours. Galway's Thomas O'Rourke took Class N3. Glenn Wilson's great battle with Guy Woodcock came to a fiery end when Glenn went off, leaving Guy to win. The modifieds are always entertaining, and Tommy Randall's entertaining driving had seen him in second before retirement. Virgo Allen's M3 would finish in second. But the class of the field was Wesman Phil Collins, who dominated the modifieds and lay as high as 6th overall in the main rally before gearbox failure 2 stages from home. That handed the honours to Brendan Brosnan's neat little Peugeot. But John Fleming's chances of class honours were about to be washed up on Cara Lake. It's not often a rally crew is picked up by boat, but this time the Killarney Water Rescue Team is on hand.
I thought we just nudged the ball and the car to stop. It's a long way down when you're inside, waiting for it to stop. We were just 10 seconds off winning the class and we were pushing for it, so we just went that little bit too hard.
Ducking back to Group N, Colin Murphy will eventually finish 5th after engine problems. Willie Fannin is a fine 4th. Aaron McHale climbs to 3rd, but in spite of a fast Day 2 drive, he can't catch James Foley, who resists the pressure and takes 2nd. It's Alan Ring and Greg Shinners who keep out of Cara Lake to take a debut Group N victory.
Right 4 long, into Care, left 2 over crest and right 140. Repeat Care, left 2 over crest.
To come out here in Killarney and take the win and surprise everybody, especially in the home stages, must be lovely.
I'm surprised myself more than the rest of them. I thought 4th or 5th I'd been very, very happy. I'm delighted. We'll have a few drinks later on, I think.
In the championship, it's now James Foley back in front.